Hi, 7-1. So we have started a class list that is compiled of 13 words that were shared by all the class members. In last week's lesson, I had asked students to share their favorite word from the 8 words that you'd already learned. I only heard from one of you, so if your word didn't get included this time, maybe next time. So this list of 13 words is a list that we're going to be using in short mini lessons each day. We're going to be looking at word meanings, synonyms, antonyms, using words in context, finding examples of words, learning about Latin and Greek roots, prefixes, suffixes, any vocabulary skills that we can come up with that will allow us to really build a strong vocabulary. So the next couple of slides are the actual set of words that we're going to be working with for the next few weeks. These are words that you're going to be learning and be working with daily. You're not going to learn the words on Monday and get a quiz on Friday. These will be words that we'll work on for several weeks. By the time we're done studying these words, you'll know their meanings inside and out, and you will also be expected to know how to spell them. So the next couple slides, we're going to take a look at the words and what I want you to do with them. So hang on. So here are the first 2 of your 13 words. So I'm going to go through how to pronounce them, their definition, and give a little bit of maybe extra explanation, and then we'll talk about the things that you're going to need to do. So the first word is pronounced jaunty. It means easy and sprightly, which means kind of happy-go-lucky. Easy and sprightly in manner or bearing, and it is an adjective. So when you see somebody who's walking along in a jaunty manner, they kind of have a little hop in their step. They kind of they're springy. They are always happy, always feeling good. So what I want you to do for the word jaunty is list 2 characters that you can think of from any story, TV program, movie, anyone that you think behaves in a jaunty manner. So when I think of someone who's always happy, always upbeat, easygoing, I think of SpongeBob. The next word, kind of going along with what you're studying in science, is the word polio. Polio is a noun, and it is an infectious disease caused by a virus that attacks the nervous system. What I want you to do for the word polio is I want you to do just a really quick research and come up with 4 symptoms that polio would often produce in its victims. So if you know anything about history, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt had polio. It didn't kill him, but it certainly affected his life and his ability to live a disease-free existence. So research polio and list 4 symptoms that you would have if you have polio. Next, we have the word withering. Withering is an adjective meaning a look intended to make someone feel humiliated. You would give someone a withering look. And it's a look that you would give someone to make them feel really badly. So what I want you to do is list 2 reasons you might give someone a withering look. And for me, I might give someone a withering look if I caught them lying to me. Our next word, you certainly would not give a withering look to someone that you are dealing with sympathetically. So sympathetically is an adverb telling how you do things. Sympathetically means characterized by feeling compassion, feeling caring about another person, kind of the opposite of withering. So what I want you to do for sympathetically, list 2 things you might do to treat someone sympathetically. So for example, if someone's upset, I might just sit down and listen to them instead of just give them my what I think is my great advice. Sitting and listening is a sympathetic behavior. Our next word is pronounced higgledy-piggledy. It means in a jumbled, confused, or disorderly manner. It is an adjective. So I want you to list 2 things or places or maybe things that you do that are higgledy-piggledy. So for me, something that is almost always higgledy-piggledy is my desk. Next, we have perpetually. It's an adverb that tells how things happen, and it means seeming to never end. So what I want you to do is to list 2 things or events that seem to go on perpetually, never ending. And for me, correcting papers after school goes on perpetually. Our next word is pronounced choreographed. It is a verb, and it means made to work together. So when you think of things where there are many, many, many different parts to it, when they all come together to produce a successful final product or process, then they are choreographed. I want you to list 2 things that have to be choreographed to work well. And for me, the most common example of something that is choreographed might be a dance routine that you might see in a ballet or on a Broadway play. Next, we have the word tattered. It means old and worn out, and it is an adjective. And for this one, I want you to think of 2 different types of people that have tattered belongings. So my example might be a hoarder. A hoarder is someone who never throws anything out, no matter what bad shape it is. So I would expect a hoarder to have a whole bunch of tattered, torn stuff in terrible shape. Our next word is pronounced rebuking. It means to criticize harshly, to reprove, to scold, and it is a verb. It is something that you do. So rebuking is beyond just saying, hey, you didn't do a good job. Rebuking is very often associated with anger. So I want you to list 2 examples of what rebuking sounds like. For example, if somebody lied to me, I might rebuke them saying, you are the biggest liar I have ever met. So it's beyond just criticism. You're really letting somebody have it. So list 2 examples of what rebuking sounds like. Next, the word ironic is an adjective, means it has the characteristics of irony. And irony is a sense of humor that often involves sarcasm or sometimes a double meaning. So I want you to list 2 examples of being ironic or having irony. And here's an example of something that is ironic. Having a cockroach infestation in a pest control company. People that are hired to kill pests and cockroaches in your house have their own cockroach infestation. Our next word is tomb. It's T-O-M-B, pronounced tomb. It is a small building for the remains of the dead, and it is a noun. So for tomb, I want you to list either 2 synonyms of the word tomb, or find 2 examples of famous tombs, or maybe do 1 of each. So an example that I came up with, a synonym for tomb would be a mausoleum. And if you ever want to see what a tomb looks like, check out the Pixar film Coco, because Coco takes place on the Day of the Dead in the cemetery where you see all of the family tombs. Next, we have the word adopted. Adopted means to take by choice, and that is really the critical word, to take by choice into a relationship, or to take by choice the responsibility of someone or something else. And it is a verb or it can be an adjective. So you can adopt someone, or someone or something can be adopted. So my question for you for the word adopted is, if you could adopt anything or anyone, list 2 people or maybe other things that you would adopt and tell me why. So for example, if I could, I would adopt an alpaca because I think they are just really cute. And my daughter works with all kinds of natural fibers when she knits and crochets and does crafts. So I think adopting an alpaca would be an awesome project for me. And our last word, number 13, is pronounced infantile. It means childish and immature, and it's an adjective. So things when somebody just is acting like a baby, they are acting infantile. So I want you to give 2 examples of infantile behavior. So an example, anybody, any age, having a tantrum is infantile. So now that you've gone through this list with me on the video, you're going to open up the actual PDF list of your 13 words, and I want you to complete the activities that I've gone through on the video and then submit it through Google Classroom. So have fun with these words. I want to see how creative you are with your examples and your synonyms and the connections that you can make to each of these words.